Welcome back to Colosseum, no more stalling, it's time for the final battle. I have actually gone and restocked my items, you'll see those when I get into the actual fights. My team is pretty much exactly how I left Mount Battle, so let's step into this elevator and let's do this. So as you'll soon be seeing, our final battle will take place, where else but at one final Colosseum. Kind of fitting that we have a bit of a semi-title drop here for the finale. We have the Tower Colosseum, although this place is annoyingly kind of spoiled by the battle mode, because it's always a selectable Colosseum there. But yeah, this is Cipher's grand arena where they put on shows with Shadow Pokemon to entertain the masses, and we're gonna bring it down. What kept you? That's actually pretty hilarious, seeing as I, have been spending a lot of time grinding. So, we've been doing that pretty much all game, we should be able to handle this. So it's time to fight our way to Nazgul, but first we have to deal with some of his lackeys. I do like the cheering crowd here. First up we have a couple of regular trainers, starting out with... I actually kind of feel bad for these people. I wonder why they're even involved in this, what coerced them into doing it. But anyway, Bodybuilder Jomas. And she's going to use Porygon 2 and Miltank. So we seem to have a normal type theme going on here. Both of these are pretty strong normal types, though. Very strong normal types. So we're leading here with Suicune and Kickface, and we have a Shadow Pokemon on the field already. It is Miltank, although there is unused data implying that a Shadow Porygon 2 was planned. Porygon 2 with pressure is actually really terrible. Anyway, let's deal with Porygon 2 the way that people actually deal with them in competitive. Really? Well, that's a great start, isn't it? But yeah, the way that people tend to deal with them in competitive. High jump pick them. One of pretty much the only ways to reliably deal with them. I still wish that Porygon 2 and Porygon Z were branched evolutions, not actual evolutions of each other. Because really, I don't think Porygon 2 should have been able to have Eviolite at all. Okay, you're now a Dragon type. That's actually a really good thing, because I can Ice Beam you now. Thanks for doing that. Yeah, Conversion 2 transforms you into a type that resists the last type that hit you. There are some bad... and this means that I'm no longer super effective, unfortunately. And I still KO'd it anyway. Yeah, I am a bit over-leveled for these initial fights, but the levels spike up here very, very quickly. The last fights, you really want to be in the mid-50s for them. Kickface has effectively a 162 attack stat at this point. Hey, Zangoose, a Pokemon that was actually pretty effective in Gen 3. Got a bit weaker due to the power creep, but it's still pretty good in this generation. And it's going to be hit in the face with an Ice Beam right off the bat due to the way that 3rd Gen switching. Yeah, as you can see, I'm doing a lot of damage here, but that won't last. The levels will definitely get more on my field eventually. In fact, I'm actually quite under-leveled for the final fight. It is kind of, it's the same issue that the Elite Four has in, prior to Generation 5, in that you could fight them, you had to fight them in one order, and the levels gradually increased, so if you trained up to match the Champions level, the early Elite Four fights were very, very easy. It's pretty much the same concept here. That's why I kind of like the way they do the Elite Four now, keeping all of their levels even. That was with Defense Curl, that's kind of sad. Anyway, though, let's go for a Surf here. Hopefully Miltank doesn't take too much damage from this. Yeah, Zangoose, I thought Zangoose would go down to that. Zangoose kind of looks like it's going to have a heart attack. And, okay, we've got Miltank down to half. I wonder if I should try catching it now. As you'd expect, there's a big gauntlet of Shadow Pokemon here, and my plan is to snag them all in one go. If I miss any of them, I restart this entire match of fights. So, that was kind of a self-imposed challenge that I was doing. Anyway, Ultra Ball go, let's see if we can get us a Miltank. 1, 2, 3. Miltank gets. For these last Shadow Pokemon, I'm going to be mainly talking about them as Pokemon themselves, rather than how they contribute to the main story, because we're already at the very end, so it's unlikely these Shadow Pokemon will be seeing use. Now, if you lose partway through this sequence of final battles, you do get to keep all the Shadow Pokemon you caught, but that's the only time you'll be able to use them during these fights. so their contribution to the main story isn't that relevant. Anyway, Miltank. Miltank often gets compared to Blissey due to both being defensive normal types with a healing move, and access to a party-wide status recovery move. Miltank is nowhere near the specially defensive behemoth that Blissey is, but it makes up for it by being able to actually do some damage, and having better physical defense. Also, Miltank is bizarrely fast for a fat cow. I have no idea who decided to give it 100 base speed, but they did. So Miltank is much faster than your average defensive Pokemon, and this can help occasionally. Generally, you want to use Miltank as a hybrid defensive and offensive Pokemon. It learns a few physical moves to make use of its not terrible attack stat, but you definitely want to make sure you run Milk Drink, as not many defensive Pokemon have access to healing like that. Thick Fat is also a nice ability, giving you effectively 2 additional resistances. In only a few levels after catching it, Miltank learns Heal Bell, which cures your entire party of status, unless any of them have the soundproof ability, in which case they're immune to that. Yeah, one of the few times you don't want to be immune to a sound move. This is why Aromatherapy is usually better, but Miltank only has access to Heal Bell. Anyway, this is another semi-unique niche that Miltank can fill, so you probably want to use this move too. Fans of Gold and Silver might notice that this Miltank begins with Defense Curl and Rollout and are probably having traumatic flashbacks to Whitney, but Rollout is definitely not that good this late into the game, so I'd recommend replacing it as soon as possible. That's 1 down, and 1 fight down. That was pretty simple. It'll get a bit trickier. Yep, got your team wiped out and lost your Shadow Pokemon. I'm guessing Cipher will be pretty mad at you for that. But we'll be able to help that Miltank eventually. So now it's time for our next opponent. For some reason that elevator sound effects felt a little late, but oh well. Now sound effects perfectly timed going down. And that's all you have to say. So we have another regular trainer. Ryder Delan. And what do you got for us? Absol and Mightyena, so Dark types this time. Oh, we're going to be eating an Intimidate, aren't we? Because that's Mightyena's only ability in Gen 3. No quick feat here. Okay, Suicune is fine, Kick Face not so much, and I am kind of annoyed that I still have Gust on Suicune. It's good for weakening at least. But anyway, we have another Shadow Pokemon. We have a Shadow Absol, Shadow Gen 3 Pokemon for once. Right, let's see. Yeah, I don't know why I still have Gust. It's probably just for weakening things. However, Kick Face is pretty effective against this fight too, so that's good. Let's see. Okay, I will say I did fail to catch this Absol once before, so I'm guessing that I'm being a little bit paranoid here. I don't want to accidentally knock it out. I want to get rid of that Absol, well, get rid of it by catching it as soon as possible, because Absol is pretty fragile. And fragile plus Shadow Pokemon equals bad. It also hits very, very hard, so we will want to watch out for its Shadow Rushes. There goes Mightyena. That wasn't too bad. That was even through Intimidate. Wow, that's a pathetic amount of experience. What's next? Sharpedo. Okay, be very, very careful of this Sharpedo. It has Earthquake. You do not want that Earthquake hitting Absol, so I want to get rid of that Sharpedo as soon as I can. Because like I said, Absol is very, very fragile. But a good high jump kick should sort things quickly. I wonder if I'll be able to outspeed Sharpedo. I mean, I am a few levels higher, but it is 95 base speed, so we'll see. Full health Absol should be able to take 1 Earthquake, though. Okay, I did outspeed. Nice. And that should be almost certainly a 1-hit KO. Yes, it was. Thankfully, Rough Skin is only a fixed percentage of your HP, rather than dependent on how much damage you did to them, so I dread to think how much damage Rough Skin would have done if it was like that. But anyway, Absol's still asleep, and you don't have any Pokemon left since you didn't send another one in immediately. So this fight looks like it's going pretty simply too, but like I said, you want to get rid of that Sharpedo quickly or catch the Absol quickly, because Absol really can't take repeated Earthquakes from that Sharpedo, so you'll want to be careful here. Also, I got a female Absol. Not that necessary, though, since you can catch it normally in the 2nd gen games. Nope, okay. 3rd gen, I mean. Don't really need to Cotton Spore this thing, but just kind of doing it just in case. Because it has used Swords Dance, its Shadow Rush is going to hit incredibly hard. In fact, it's probably one of the hardest hitting uses of Shadow Rush in the game. Speaking of which... Yeah, oh, no, not a one-shot. Okay, that's surprising, but still, yeah. You want to be very careful of that. Gonna put it right to sleep again, and unfortunately, I could try Shadow Ball. This is actually kind of worrying because Absol is very fragile. I really don't think this will one-shot unless I get a crit or something, but we'll see. So you're asleep again, that's good, and we have a 2D sprite crowd. It's not that noticeable though, since they're pretty far away from the main action. Oh, that did way less than I expected, that's fine. Okay, so... I should probably start trying to catch this Absol now. Because it's asleep. I don't think Absol has that bad of it. Also, you might notice that I've bought a lot more Pokeballs. You definitely want a lot of Timer Balls and a lot of Ultra Balls going in here. Okay, here we go. One, 2, 3. No! Ah, that's annoying. I really should have caught it, but, oh well. I always found the bit of fur, on Absol's chin kind of funny, because it looked like a beard. But anyway... Let's, You know, I just realized that if I've got a female, Absol, a really good nickname for it would be Cassandra. But anyway. One. No! This Absol is being surprisingly hard to catch. I mean, it is a fairly rare Pokemon back in Gen 3. I forget what its exact catch rate is, but a lot of rare Pokemon don't have that high catch rates. Good, you're still asleep. Now, I can probably just try and whack you with a couple of Fade attacks. It's probably not going to KO you. Okay, will it catch this time? One. Yeah, I thought it would break out in the first shake for some reason. Alright, okay, you're going for Swords Dance again. I was really hoping that you wouldn't attack Jumpluff, but thankfully you didn't. I need to put you to sleep right away, but if I miss this Sleep Powder, I'm going to be in trouble. Okay, good, didn't miss this Sleep Powder, that's good. Just said good twice, but anyway. Double Swords Dance boosted Absol is a terrifying prospect to deal with, because it has 130 base attack. Yeah, at this point I got wise and started to actually weaken it a little bit more. Absol has some pretty strange animations though. Just sort of snaps around sometimes. Okay, will this finally catch? Yeah, let's taunt to shut off your Swords Dances. Don't want you going all the way to +6. 1, 2, 3. Absol gets. You know how people often talk about artists who are never appreciated in their own time? Well, Absol is the Pokemon equivalent of that. For a Gen 3 Pokemon, Absol hated Gen 3, as it's a primarily physical Dark type in a generation where all Dark moves are special. Also, it has a pretty pathetic physical move pool. To give you an idea, some competitive Absols in Gen 3 were forced to use Rock Smash. I am not kidding, Rock Smash. Absol also has a pretty weird stat distribution. It has a fantastic attack stat, but the rest of its stats are mediocre to bad. So it has the annoying distinction of being both frail and, well, its speed is a little annoying because it's not slow, but it's not fast either. And that's really the last thing you want on a glass cannon. Not to mention its ability Pressure is absolutely useless on it because, yeah, good luck PP stalling with Absol. Of its starting moves, Swords Dance is by far the best thing here, and it's actually kind of unique at this time, because in Gen 3, Swords Dance was a tutor move, not a TM, so it was actually somewhat rare. Even then, though, the best things Absol has to use that with are Return and Shadow Ball. Shadow Ball's okay, but you really wish you got a Dark move as a physical option. I guess Absol eventually regains Perish Song on Purification, but Mischievous does a better job of using that due to access to Mean Look and actually being bulkier. And when Mischievous is bulkier than you know that's a problem. So really, if you end up getting a good Absol in this game, I'd recommend transferring it up to a later generation and not leaving it here. In Gen 4, Absol got so many things that made it a lot better. It got a much better ability, it gained physical dark moves, it gained 2 amazing ways to remedy its mediocre speed, Sucker Punch and Choice Scarf, and it got a much bigger move pool with moves like X-Scissor and Psycho Card. Gen 6 made Absol even better by giving it a Mega Form with better special attack, letting it finally put its amazing special move pool to good use. So like I said, Absol, good in later generations, very bad in Gen 3. And with that, that is 2 down, we're well on our way. Of course, these are the easy fights. If I'm having trouble with this snag, I dread to think what's going to happen later. Because as you can probably tell, there are some pretty tough snags coming up later. But for now, it's time for opponent number 3. Using different camera angles for each one, which is interesting. And we've got a Cipher peon this time. I'm only just noticing that they have high heels. It's probably an impractical outfit for a criminal organization, but anyway. Well, I guess if we lose this, we'll have Nella as the next Cipher admin. Wonder what legendary she'd use. But anyway, Houndoom and Torkoal. So we've got a fire theme here. Thankfully, Torkoal isn't anywhere near as good as it became in Gen 7, so this shouldn't be too bad. And you'll notice that you always lead with the same Pokemon in each fight, so make sure you choose a good lead combination that works for a variety of different things. And that Houndoom is in fact a Shadow Pokemon. We've been seeing a lot of Houndours, but we're finally seeing a Shadow Houndoom. Just going to go ahead and weaken that one a bit, and actually probably want to switch Kick Face out. I don't think he's going to be that helpful here. I mean, he could easily one-shot that Houndoom, but that's not what I want here. And this is definitely not going to be a 1-hit KO because Torkoal has amazing physical defense. Yeah, I thought as much. Really don't want to use Surf here because, I mean, even though it probably wouldn't one-shot the Houndoom, I don't want to take any chances. Yeah, if that was a crit from Surf, Houndoom might have actually gone down. Howl. I mean, Houndoom has an alright attack stat, and I guess that will boost Shadow Rush, but... yeah, it's still... I don't know, I prefer to use Houndoom as a special attacker. Iron Tail, though. Took you a while for you to turn fully silver there. Alright, let's just weaken you a little bit more, and let's try and get rid of that Torkoal. I forget if Torkoal... I think Torkoal... oh, of course, that's 2 high jump kick misses in this match of battles. I forget if Torkoal learns Eruption in this generation or not. I think that it does. I know that that Camerupt and Groudon do, but I forget if Torkoal does or not. I know that Typhlosion didn't get Eruption until a later generation. And then Typhlosion became kind of... well, I mean... by kind of good, I mean it's sort of a one-trick pony. It can really only do one thing amazingly well, and that's Choice Scarf Eruption, but... it actually worked pretty well that way. I mean, especially seeing as back then Heatran was obtainable with Eruption via an event, but it was locked at being a quiet nature, which wasn't good for Eruption in most cases. So, let's... wow! 2 misses in a row with a 90% accuracy move! My typical luck showing there. Well, at least Kickface didn't faint to that, despite the boost with Howl. Want to be careful, though, because that's doing quite a lot of recoil damage to yourself. Oh, well, Kickface fainted to that. So, I'm going to need to send in... Soul seems like a bit of a weird option, but Houndoom's Dark moves are only going to be... in fact, I forget if its Dark move is actually in the Shadow Rush slot or not. It might be. Don't use the Master Ball by accident, that'd be really bad. I mean, it'd give me a... I don't know what I'm going for here. Really, why am I using a Premier Ball? Did I know that Houndoom had a high catch rate or something? I forget. I mean, really, the next Pokemon should be the one that I use a Premier Ball on, but anyway. 1, Nope, yeah, Premier Balls, the same effect as normal Pokeballs. They're not really that great. I really don't know what possessed me to use a Premier Ball there, though. Okay, Torkoal's at least gone. I like how Torkoal looks in this generation, how its smoke is just something that it shoots out occasionally, and it's not a permanent part of its image. Yeah, that was an issue back in, okay, my plan here is to catch Houndoom, then I can just surf that, Macargo. But in Gen 6, Torkoal has a really, really bad looking, animation because of just the way that its smoke looks very, very pixelated and very badly animated. Didn't really like that all that much. I kind of prefer how it looks here. Usually I like the Gen 6 and 7 3D models better, but there are some Stadium and Colosseum models that I think are better, like Torkoal's. Well, looks like I won't even need to use Surf. Goodbye, Macargo. Yeah. That could have been a Pokemon that I was using, but no, I decided to use Dan Green instead. Thankfully. Yeah, I don't really like Macargo all that much. Okay, yeah, you're going to be taking a lot of recoil damage. I want to catch you pretty quickly. I think I'm just trying to get rid of a lot of my weaker Pokeballs here. Because I've been making more serious attempts at catching this thing when I put it to sleep, maybe? Anyway, let's see if I can get it in a Great Ball. 1, 2, 3. Houndoom, get! Okay, I didn't need to waste an Ultra Ball or a Timer Ball for that. I can save them for the later fights. From a Dark type that hated Dark being special, to one of the only Dark types in Gen 3 that actually liked Dark being special. Houndoom is a dual Dark Fire type that's mainly a Special Sweeper, but making this bio, I only just noticed that Houndoom has 90 base attack, which isn't bad, so it can definitely go mixed if you want to do that. Like I said, Houndoom is one of the only Dark types that actually liked it when Dark was still special. It makes great use of Special Crunch, which it'll learn, well, actually in quite a while, and it also really enjoys Special Pursuit. Its starting moveset is not that great. You could go for a Howl mixed set, but I don't really know. I personally would just keep Flamethrower and teach the rest as TMs. Houndoom's actually one of the few fire types in this game that doesn't have Sunny Day on its starting moveset, so either use it with something else that has Sunny Day, or teach it Sunny Day yourself. It also has a kinda decent physical move pool in some ways, getting Shadow Ball and Sludge Bomb. Not that Sludge Bomb was really necessary considering you're a fire type, so you've got better ways to hit grass types. Of the two abilities, Flash Fire is definitely the better one, especially in double battles, because you can deliberately target your own Houndoom with fire moves to activate this yourself. The ability gives you an immunity to fire, and the first fire move that hits you will raise the power of your fire-type attacks by 1.5 times for the rest of the battle. It only works once per fight though. Once you've got the boost once, all remaining fire moves will just do nothing to you. Overall, Houndoom is a pretty good attacking Pokemon in this game. So that's our first Cipher Peon down. I could make a horrible pun on the fact that it uses fire Pokemon, but, well, I guess I already drew your attention to it. I'm so sorry. So now, Battle 4. This is really zoomed out. And yep, it's another Cipher Peon. So yeah, because of the fact that while this is technically a 4-round stadium challenge, it doesn't use the normal themes, it just uses the actual trainer battle themes for the respective trainer classes. There's only one time in the whole main story that you actually get to hear the semi-final battle theme. So I'm glad that I showed it a lot more optional fights. But anyway, Cipher Peon Ston has Tropius and Vileplume, so we've got grass types now. We've got a bit of a variety of types here. And you probably know the theme by now. Each person so far has led with their Shadow Pokemon, so one of these two will be a Shadow. Which one is it? Well, it's Tropius. Now, I'm guessing that Vileplume is going to go for Sunny Day, so okay, I want to be very, very careful that I don't end up Ice Beaming Tropius, because Tropius is 4 times weak to that. Probably should try and put Tropius to sleep right off the bat. The thing is, like, I would mention that Tropius normally has a 200 catch rate, but I don't know whether or not Colosseum actually uses the normal catch rate or not. I really wish someone would do an experiment about that. I might go on some kind of forum and ask people to try and try and hack the code, because I know people have hacked Colosseum, so I'd really like to find definitive proof of whether catch rates have been changed, because I swear the legendaries do not have catch rates of 3 in this game. There's no way they have catch rates of 3. Okay, anyway, there's Sludge Bomb. That is stabbed because, well, yep, Jump Bluff is gone. Sorry, Jump Bluff. Critical Hit will do it. Yeah, Varplume would appreciate that a lot more if it was special, but anyway. Okay, you might also notice that Soul is still weakened a bit, despite the fact that I haven't used him in this fight. Yeah, you don't get healed between fights here. Well, not between most of the fights anyway, so you might want to take some time during these battles to use a few healing items. Okay, whoever's coming in next is going to get Ice Beamed. And once again, we get to see Varplume's pretty amazing feigning animation. Twitch. I love that little twitch there. I think in later games, they cut off the animation before the twitch happens. Actually, speaking of amazing feigning animations, I was just thinking, yeah, Honchkrow is another really good one, but that's not going to be seen in any of these games, only in Battle Revolution. But just the way that it falls over backwards and then readjusts his gangster hat. Or her, yeah, depending on what gender it is. But anyway. Well, you only have 2 Pokemon left. Credillia's going to go down for another Ice Beam, and I'm just going to go ahead and chuck another ball with Dan. Well, actually, let's go ahead and use a... Yeah, I should probably spend this time healing, because we've got a very, very major fight coming up right after this, and we want to be in as good a shape for this fight as possible. Definitely want to be in very, very good shape for this next fight. So anyway, there goes Credillia. And Cacturn. Okay, you have more Pokemon. Of course, I can't put you to sleep again either, because... yeah, I have lost my sleep user. That's probably not going to be doing all that much damage. Especially not to Dan. Well, actually, wait, that was Magical Leaf, not Razor Leaf, so it was only single targeting. Anyway, though, let's probably want to get Jump Bluff back in. I doubt many things here will be doing that much damage, because neither of you are likely to use any poison moves. So, anyway... well, let's just Fire Blast and okay, good, no miss. That's great, although I'd like it if I don't use up all of my luck here. I'm going to need it in the coming fights. There goes Cacturn. Yeah, still going for Magical Leaf. I don't know why Mr. Mime of all Pokemon learns Magical Leaf. It just doesn't really seem to make a lot of sense, but it does. Oh, hey, I've got Synthesis. I don't even need to waste a healing item on you. That's great. I'm gonna go ahead and revive Kickface now. So yeah, like I said, you definitely want to make sure that you are using healing items here. Oh, great, I can't put you to sleep this turn. Took you a while to get off the ground. Guess it makes sense given how heavy you are. Might want to send in Luna just to have a tank out while I'm using more healing items. And once again, let's just go ahead and heal. I think Soul needs healing the most here. You definitely want a good stock of healing items here, because this is a pretty big gauntlet of battles. And standing in midair again. I forget if they improved the fly in it. I love how Tropius uses fly, just like flap, 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 and then it just dive bombs them. Well, not exactly dive bombs, it more just drops like a stone right on top of them. Tropius is a weird Pokemon. It's another one of those Pokemon that I don't know, it's a bit forgettable to me. I'll talk about it more in its actual bio. Now, come on, Paralyze! Yes, Paralysis, good. That's going to help a lot. That's doubly going to help a lot. Just noticed a giant crystal in the background there. Yeah, going to go for my other Great Ball because Tropius has a very, very high catch rate. Well, again, I think it has a very, very high catch rate. We'll see. But anyway, it is Paralyzed, and I'm using a Great Ball 1. Nope, okay then. Great Ball wasn't enough. At least that was my last Great Ball, so now I can go on to better things, hopefully. Hopefully past me will hear my future self telling him to use a better Pokeball. I haven't seen you use Shadow Rush, which is interesting. Yes, Magical Leaf on a Fire type. That's a great idea. A lot of people might ask why I kept Secret Power on Umbreon, why I got rid of something else for... In fact, I think I may have actually taught the TM of Taunt back. Because Umbreon does have Moonlight. That's something that I forgot to acknowledge earlier. But, yeah, I keep Secret Power for weakening purposes. 1, 2, nope. I got ahead of myself there. Because being not stabbed, Secret Power does a bit less damage than Fan Attack does. Getting kind of lucky with Paralysis here, though. Yeah, gonna go for one more of those. Moonlight might help later on. Yeah, past me knew full well of just how high Tropius' catch rate was, so... just gonna go for regular Pokeballs on it. One, 2, 3... No! I'm having a lot of trouble catching this Tropius. So yeah, maybe the catch rates are wrong, I'm not sure. I mean, I am using basic Pokeballs, so getting 3 shakes with a regular Pokeball at this point... Ah! Right, that's it. I think at this point, Past Me should switch to Ultra Balls. Past Me, please tell me you switch to Ultra Balls now. Yeah, I knew it. I'm just like, nope, don't want to bother with this at all. I forgot you had Synthesis, but yeah, don't want to bother. Let's just go for an Ultra Ball right now. I'm glad they didn't give a Pokemon with a higher catch rate a healing move, but anyway, 1, 2, 3. Tropius get. Good riddance. Did not want to have to deal with Synthesis any longer. Tropius. I'm sorry if you like Tropius, but I struggle to think of a lot of good things to say about it. I mean, it's not terrible, but there's not much it can do that other grass types can't do better. Its stats lean towards being defensive, but Meganium does that better in this game. It has Chlorophyll, but it's a little too slow to effectively benefit from that. Its attacking stats aren't really good enough for Sunny Day Solar Beam. There are better Synthesis users. And if you want a Grass Flying, I definitely recommend the Shadow Skiploom you get in this game over Tropius. Really, the best role I've seen Tropius perform is, sadly, as an HM slave. It actually makes a very good one, especially in Gen 6 where you can also use it for Sweet Sense. But that's kind of about it. Tropius is one of the most forgettable Pokemon in existence to me. It's mediocre all round. Like I said, there isn't much it can do that other grass types can't do better, and it doesn't evolve from or into anything. I feel like it's something that could really use an evolution or a Mega. So we've defeated 4 battles and snagged 4 Shadow Pokemon. So our next fight is going to be... after this guy walks off, yep, we've got the music cutting off. And for some reason a weird camera angle there. And we even have new music for this occasion. Yep, it is time to battle Totally Not Sephiroth himself. We saw him all the way back in Phoenix City, and now things have finally become full circle. Yep, nope. Nope, sorry, no way. But yeah, he's not going to be even making the proposition anyway. The humiliation of total domination. Don't know if that was intended to rhyme, but anyway, it is time to fight Cipher Nazcor. And yeah, pretty cool thing about this fight, no music whatsoever apart from the crowd cheering. And as you can see, huge spike in levels. This is why I said that you want to be in the mid-50s for this battle. Yeah, it's become, well, it's kind of a minor meme in the Colosseum community to refer to Nazcor's battle theme as the best battle theme ever. I'm sure you get the joke there. But anyway, we've got Gardevoir and Dusclops here. Nazcor does not mess around. I probably should have light screened. I really should have light screened there. Anyway, though, Gardevoir has very low physical defense, so maybe this will... Yep, one shot. Nice. I forget exactly what moves Gardevoir has. I'm sure it has Psychic. Kind of funny. I think this is the first Gardevoir we've been seeing. Although I do know that Kale does have one eventually. Xatu. So, you like Pokemon that are weak to Shadow Ball. So you definitely want a Shadow Ball user on this team. Also Umbreon. Umbreon does pretty effectively against his team too. Oh no, Confuse Ray. Please don't hit Kick Face, even though I'm... Yeah, yeah, of course it would hit Kick Face. That's not good. At least Rain is up, so that means that I'm going to be doing a lot more damage with my Surfs. Obviously don't use any Snag Balls yet. Oh, guess I went straight for a full heal. Kind of feel like if I was recording this now, I probably wouldn't have done that. It feels a little bit cheap. But anyway, let's go for the Shadow Ball on the Xatu. Let's see if you get KO'd. I think you just barely survived. Yes, you did. And Confuse Ray again. I like how Xatu's Colosseum model moves too, just the way that it opens its arms like that when it attacks. Well, the Grand Cipher leader himself is definitely not one in the AI department, it seems. He's falling for the same AI derp that Justy did. But yeah, you might notice they both went for Kick Face, even though I had cured Confusion, so from his perspective, I would have already been confused at the start of the turn, and he really should have not attacked me with Confusion, because he should have known that I was already confused. But that's a thing with the AI in this game that I should mention, that someone actually... I forgot you had Giga Drain. But someone in the comments pointed this out to me, is that in Pokemon Colosseum, the AI actually cheats, and doesn't finalize its actions until the Pokemon actually moves, rather than at the start of the turn. So, it knows if you've used any items to cure status, and a human player shouldn't be able to know that. This is probably why Justy was able to target my Jumpluff, despite the fact that I just revived it, and it shouldn't have been a viable target for them. So yeah, the AI does cheat a little bit in this game, which is pretty annoying, and I think it does in XD as well. So what you got next? Blaziken! That is definitely not a Pokemon weak to Ghost. And in fact, that'd be kind of bad for Umbreon. However, it is... Well, there goes Kick Face. So no Shadow Balling that Dusclops. I was about to call it a Dusknoir, but I'm sure he'd have that if this was a later generation. But anyway, let's see. I can probably use either Suicune or Soul to take out Blaziken. Either one of you would work pretty well, but Soul risks severe damage by Shadow Ball, so I'm going to go ahead for Luna just to take out that Dusclops more easily. So let's see, I've taken out 2 of his Pokemon. He's got 2 here, and okay, so he should only have, okay, yeah, he does have 6, not 5. So there's 1 more... Okay, X-Special. Why'd you use that on Blaziken? Okay, that's interesting. That's not going to really help Dusclops. I think it's... I'm guessing your only attacking move is Shadow Ball, but... Yeah, sometimes I should mention that the final fight in this game, they like to use X items occasionally, and they can use them at very dumb moments at certain points. Okay, let's just lock that Dusclops into... Probably just using Shadow Ball. We'll see if it's only attacking move with Shadow Ball shortly. Surf should finish off both of you. Has that Blaziken even done anything yet? It doesn't seem like it's done anything. I'm going to go ahead and revive Kick Face just in case. And this is going to wipe the field. So far things don't look... Oh, I just remembered what his last Pokemon is. I know full well what this thing is. Blaziken is a cool Pokemon. It didn't get a lot of attention back in Gen 2 due to its 80 base speed and not having Speed Boost back then, but then when it got Speed Boost, I always liked Blaziken though. I liked it even back before it became ridiculously broken. Okay, another level up for Luna, that'll be helpful, and we're going to be getting his last 2 Pokemon coming out right away. So he's got Walrein. I hate this thing so much. In fact, this is probably why I revived Kick Face. And Metagross. Ha! You should probably be able to tell what this Metagross is. Yep, the Shadow Pokemon list has revealed it. Metagross is a Shadow Pokemon, and yeah. Here's another case where I'm not sure about the catch rate. Metagross normally has a catch rate of 3, which back in Gen 3 didn't really mean anything, because you couldn't catch it in the wild at all, until now. But again, I'm not sure if the catch rates are actually accurate here or not. I'm not sure I should be sending out Kick Face here. I get the feeling that Metagross, because I know that Metagross has Psychic, and also its Shadow Rush is going to hit very, very hard. So, don't really want Kick Face to be destroyed. I should probably heal Kick Face now. That's the move that Present Me would make in this situation. Let's see if it's the move Past Me makes in this situation. Because I really don't like that Walrein, but I'm not sure what I'm doing. Now, with the benefit of hindsight, I probably should have taunted that Walrein. You'll see why in a moment. Probably should have just used Surf, but anyway. If I can freeze the Metagross, that'd be great. But I'm not sure if I'm going to be able to do that. Once again, we still have this eerie silence apart from the crowd. Iron Defense. Well, that's going to mean nothing at the moment because I am only using special moves on you. This is why I hate this War Rain so much. For some reason, Big Bad Nazgûl himself has an Attract War Rain. I don't know what the developers were thinking when they did that, but, yeah, that'll do almost nothing because it's used Iron Defense and it's not very effective. I should probably just go ahead and use a Hyper Potion on Kickface. I don't even know what Past Me is doing here. Yep, gonna want to fully heal Kickface there, go for a little bit more damage on Metagross, because I kind of want to catch it as soon as I can. Once again, a freeze would be much appreciated. Okay, no freeze. And as you can see here, yes, it has Psychic, which is definitely hitting Suicune, because it's not going to be going for Umbreon at all, because of the immunity. And Ice Beam. So if you brought anything like Altaria or Flygon to this fight, you'll want to watch out for Ice Beam, because it's going to one-shot them. Speaking of freezes, you know what? I was just thinking to myself, if anyone's going to get a freeze in this fight, it's him, right? But, yeah, and he did get a freeze. So, of course, I'm probably going to need to use a full heal here. The annoying thing about the... Oh, I've got a lot of full restores. I guess I can afford to splurge here. The annoying thing about full heals and full restores, though, they don't cure Attract. The only cure for Attract is either holding a Mental Herb or switching. Or simply KOing the offending Pokemon. So that's going to make things very, very annoying. Still going for Ice Beam again. Now, if you freeze again, I'm going to be really, really angry. Okay, good. That worried me for a moment. I thought it was actually going to happen. You do want to get this Metagross down to very, very low health before you try and catch it, because I'm not entirely sure if its catch rate is 3 in this game or not, but you don't want to... You just want to be certain. So, I am almost positive this is not going to catch. You will probably have to resort to Timer Balls in this fight eventually. 1. Nope, thought so. Well, at least you didn't fall for the stupid sexy Wall Rain there. Paralysis would be good too, but didn't get it. I'm very glad you're not using Shadow Rush, because you're at the point of health where I'd be worrying about recoil there. Basically, we're just slowly wearing each other down at this point. Of course! 2 freezes in 1 battle. Well, at least I have full restores. This is probably the main reason why I brought all these full restores. In fact, I think I'm going to be double iteming this turn, because I really don't see myself not full restoring at this point. Yeah, let's go for another full restore. Because seriously, this level of hacks, 2 freezes in 1 battle. Okay, this is probably not going to catch, we'll see. 1, 2, 3... Nope! Almost got it in 2 balls, but not quite. That would have been pretty amazing if it actually had caught, though. I probably need to switch out my Pokemon now. Especially since I'd like Suicune to get a level up here. It's a bit annoying in this game that you don't level up from catching Pokemon. Well, don't get experience from catching Pokemon, I meant. Now, if you freeze a 3rd time... Oh my god, you're not serious. Wow. Yeah, I think at this point, when Past Me recorded this, I just knew. I was just like, you're in for a treat when I upload this. You're really in for a treat. Wow. 3 freezes. Yeah. It's not like it's actually doing that much to me, though, because, I mean, I don't really care about Umbreon being frozen at this point. It's not like it's going to be doing very much damage. I mainly have it on the field just for its defensive abilities. Can I get Metagross in 3 balls without any statuses? 1. Nope. Psychic again. So yeah, at this point it's just kind of a slow grind here. I mean, I could just cut ahead to when I catch it, but I don't really like doing that. I like to show every battle in full in this game. Luna will just stand there and take it. Or am I gonna... Yeah, let's just keep spamming balls here. probably should have used a timer ball, but anyway. I'm just going to full restore again. Though this opens me up to being frozen again, so probably shouldn't have used a full restore. I wouldn't put it past him to freeze 4 times in one battle. One. Yeah, I thought that wouldn't work. Pass me, if you can hear me, use timer balls now. Oh yeah, Metagross looks really, really cool when it's using Shadow Rush, by the way. Are you at PP of Psychic? You might be out of PP of Psychic now that I think about it. It has 10 PP. But there's actually a pretty decent chance you are out of PP for that. Okay, good. If that was another freeze. Let's see what I do here. You're down to red health. I should probably try and status you, but if I do manage to paralyze you with Secret Power, that'd be great. Yeah, I'm probably trying to go for the sleep here, but now that I've switched in Jumpluff... Okay, good. I'm probably going to get the paralyze. Well, I didn't get the power. I need to catch this thing now. 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 Because it is getting dangerously low. Please tell me that wasn't into Jumpluff slot, because if it was, you're a jerk. Good. At least the AI doesn't cheat with your switch-ins. Yeah, if that was another freeze. Please tell me I use Sleep Powder on it. Yep, want to do that. And I want to have Luna just, probably should throw another ball on Luna's turn, but we'll see. Or I could go for Moonlight. Moonlight might not be a bad idea here. You know, I think in this generation, Moonlight heals based on weather. Which I think, funnily enough, means it actually heals more during sunny day. In Gen 2, Moonlight healed based on time of day, but, they probably realized that wasn't very conductive to competitive play, so they changed it. But finally we had to see Moonlight. And Metagross can't hurt itself thanks to being asleep. This is probably Jumpluff gone. Yep. Sorry, Jumpluff, but you did your job. You put that thing to sleep, and that's the thing that matters. I'm proud of you. Uh-oh. Kingface is male, which means he might fall for the stupid sexy wall rain. Yeah, I want to high jump kick that wall rain right now, and I want to go for the... I could theoretically end this battle right now if I get lucky with my Pokeballs, but I don't know. Don't know if it's been 40 turns yet or not, but I feel like I probably should be switching to Timer Balls at this point. And I'm going to guess... I'm going to take a wild guess this isn't going to catch. 1, 2, 3... I was wrong! Metagross gets! Metagross, one of the pseudo-legendaries of Gen 3, and if there's any Pokemon that's deserving of the title Ultimate Shadow Pokemon, it might be Metagross. Metagross has fantastic attack and defense, great stats elsewhere except for speed, which isn't even that bad, it's only average. And it has agility to fix this issue. Metagross tends to be used as either a pure physical attacker or a mixed attacker, and for that, you've got an alright starting moveset on it. The one downside of this Shadow Metagross is it doesn't have Meteor Mash to begin with, but it will learn it in 5 levels. You definitely want to use the signature move Meteor Mash when you can. It's very powerful, it'll also benefit from the metal coat that it's holding, and has a chance of raising your attack stat. It outclasses Metal Claw in every possible way, so replace Metal Claw once you learn it. Speaking of replacing, I'd recommend Agility over Iron Defense once you learn that. On Purification, you regain Hyper Beam. Personally, I'm not a fan of those moves, but they can be alright in-game. And you also have Psychic. Like I said, you're already kind of set up for a mixed attacking route if you want to go that way. Though I should mention that Metagross's special move pool is not that good in Generation 3. Really, all it has is Psychic and not much else. But it's got a pretty decent physical move pool, though. Well, really, Earthquake is all you need, so that's a pretty good move to teach, too. And if you want a support move, you've got Light Screen, I guess. There's not really much else to say. Metagross is amazing, that's pretty self-evident, and you definitely want to catch it here. Though do be warned, it has the highest heart gauge we've seen so far, so purifying it might be a chore. If you've still got a Time Flute left over, now might be a good time to use it. So now it's just the Wall Rain, and it didn't go down to a high jump kick. And now, Kick Face has fallen for the Wall Rain. So, we've now got this Wall Rain, it's got a sliver of health, I only need to hit it once, and this fight is over. Although I should probably spend a little bit of time using revives here. You may be suspicious as to what this means, but the fact that I didn't use my Master Ball and Metagross also should tell you something. Of course, this means more chances for you to freeze me. It's probably not that vital that I have Jump Off at full health. Or is it? Yeah, no doubt you're getting very, very suspicious of what I'm doing here. Please don't freeze. Thank you. Man, at this point it doesn't really matter. Probably should switch out to Suicune now that I think about it, but I could just try and end this right now. Have one of my Pokemon attack, have the other use a healing item. That's my last Hyper Potion too. But I have a feeling I know how this turn is going to go. Stupid sexy Wall Rain! Oh hey, you're using something other than an Ice Beam this time. She actually did less. Oh yeah, Ice Beam is 95 and Waterfall is only 80. Of course they did less. Okay, let's just, I've got a couple of Max Potions left. No doubt you're very, very suspicious of what I'm doing. Okay, good. Finally, that Wall Rain is down. And with that, we have defeated the big bad boss of Cipher. Or have we? And nice level up there, Suicune. Finally, the silence is broken with a victory jingle. Nazcor has been defeated. So we win, right? That's it. Wait a minute. Why is Nazcor apologizing? I thought he was supposed to be the boss. Who is the mysterious leader Nazcor was taking orders from all along? What is the ultimate Shadow Pokemon? Will I get a freeze for once? Find out in the thrilling conclusion of Pokemon Colosseum.